And we're back. It's your boy, Edwardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the great cinema draft, DraftStream Games, where daily fantasy sports meets the movies. Welcome back to the WBW, the Working Black Writer, Hollywood CA. It's your boy, the Cardinal. It's Kevin Garnett.
Thank you. 5'10" and a senior, a 20th year senior. It's our axe, all you Cal supporters out there. 24-23, read them and weep. Maybe our only win for the season, but we got it.
Who are you talking to? Who is actually paying attention to that?
The Cal fans that are watching.
Who's responding to this?
And it's also GNice.
What's up, good people? Notre Dame is 9-0.
Oh, that's right. They didn't have to play us this year.
No, they just had to play Clemson. What?
Yeah, sure. Notre Dame. All right, whatever. And, all right, so we got the tripod in the house once again. Clap it up for the tripod. You know them, you love them.
Wait, I have a question. Was there a conversation about the Stanford before I got on? Or that just came out of nowhere?
Chocolate Cardinal that's when I started to shift to the Stanford conversation.
Okay, that makes more sense because that's about you and not about anyone else who cares about that game. Got it. Win.
You guys are actually keeping up with college football. I mean, the world's a dumpster fire right now. Everyone's getting sick, postponing NFL games. I think UW has played like 3 games, won them all. I mean, who cares about college sports? You guys really tracking this shit right now?
I actually watched the UW game. That's how
really.
I'm definitely tracking Pac-12 action. The Pac-12 is a dumpster fire.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, if we had any heart and if we had any consistency about caring about the greater good, we would stop playing.
Yes.
Right? I'm a hypocrite because I'm watching it, but if we actually gave a shit, we would stop. It's ridiculous how many games are getting canceled. That's shining warning signs that say this is bad. This is bad. And we're like, yeah, no, it's fine.
I think they've already canceled 100 basketball games, college basketball games.
They have to. You should. College is even worse. You're inside. Basketball is going to be you know what I mean?
Unless you bubble up, which you can't do. This is a whole cul-de-sac that I don't know if we want to start doing donuts in here or not.
And it really does lead me right into one of my favorite segments is tell me something good. Is there anything good to tell me, gentlemen?
Stanford has the axe. We blocked an extra point to win. That's a pretty great ending to a game in the last minute of the game. Number 2, because I know you're all watching for Stanford athletics, we got a guy on the basketball team who LeBron James was tweeting about. He may be like a one and done type of guy, which would be perfect because he'll probably play 3 games and then the season will get canceled and he'll be of no use to us. So
what's his name?
I forgot his name already.
You forgot his name. And didn't they just lose tonight, 20 minutes ago?
I didn't watch because I was working.
I think they did.
They played Carolina, though.
Yes.
All right. Well, do you have anything nice to say, GNice?
What do I have nice to say? I will say that there was a female kicker, right? That's kind of cool. I still haven't seen the video, but sounds pretty cool.
Vanderbilt.
He didn't get much work. They lost 41-0.
Yeah,
they had one kickoff.
They're not good.
It was a squib.
Cool. And the other thing that I think is certainly a good thing. It's so goddamn complicated, but it's certainly good that there's some form of vaccine happening, right? There's some version of there's at least a step toward that. It seems incredibly complicated, but that's certainly better than nothing.
It is certainly better than nothing.
Also, a good thing for a lot of people, the political process is working. We had free and fair elections, and the people have spoken.
Kevin Van Jones up here. Yeah.
With the purple, that's perfect.
With free and fair elections, hurrah to that. Well, they 1-39 in court cases. It's fucking embarrassing. They even came from my state today too, Nevada, and they're not even no, go with that bullshit. So yes.
Watching this part should be funny. You're just watching a very spoiled man throw tantrums. It's incredible. It's
but
like
the byproducts are that he's like selling off our stuff to like Saudis, and he's
it is so
lay out
petty.
for blanket pardons, and it's all sorts of heinous shit.
It's just petty. It's just like a child. It's like watching my own children, but my kid is more mature.
It's like a white supremacy tantrum, is what it is.
Yes.
Did you guys see that article? I want to say it was the Washington Post, maybe, where they did the cartoons of him getting more and more angry. It's fucking hilarious. It's these like just pictures of him just losing his shit and getting more and more angry. It's very funny.
All right, well, since
We sound like old men.
again, the show with no segues, we're going on to the next segment, and it is what we're watching. And I'm going to share my screen and go first with what I'm watching before I circle back around to you, fine gentlemen. And the first thing I am watching, it's a little PBS Masterpiece Theater show called Roadkill. Are you all familiar with Roadkill?
I am not.
I'm not. That just looks like he's got an accent.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Hugh Laurie, aka Dr. House, in his native.
Oh, is it? It is Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, it's good shit too. Let me rate this. Let me go back and rate that. Oh, this is really good. It's pure Brit Fishing style. All killer, no filler, in and out in like 4 episodes. In this case, I mean, I felt like they could have done at least another 4 more. And it's basically about a silver-tongued, conniving careerist Parliament backbencher who has eyes on 10 Downing Street, and just all the kind of little machinations and backstabbery that goes on in British parliamentary politics. And honestly, tell you the truth, I've been watching a lot of parliamentary politics fictionalized shows. I'm watching Borgen. I'm knee-deep. I'm about halfway through the first season of Borgen. It's on Netflix. Now it's Danish parliamentary politics. It's still the same concept where you have to cut deals because the way Parliament works, and I always had a fuzzy view of it, but now it's all up close and personal. You have to make deals with other opposition parties because you very rarely have like 51% majority. This is what life looks like outside of a bullshit 2-party system like we have. And it's just wild. I mean, they're always like, nobody's ever happy. Everyone's having to make deals and shit. And it's kind of the way a democracy probably should work. But anyways, it's really interesting in this. Hugh Laurie is like, you realize it wasn't like he was wasting his talents on House, but he's got a lot more that he can play when you get him on something like Masterpiece Theater. So
does he wear a white wig at any point during this?
He does not wear a white wig. No, that's if he was like a judge. He's actually I think he might be a lawyer of some sort, but he's like the Minister of Justice in this. I think the Minister of Justice.
Dude, he was fantastic at House, but that's cool.
No. I loved House, but I'm saying like even House was like didn't even tap like what this guy can really do. He's really, really good with what he does. Did
you guys watch the HBO spaceship thing that he was in?
I saw a few episodes.
I tapped out. District 5,
Avenue 5.
Yeah.
I saw one episode. It
first
wasn't
couple
as funny as I wanted it to be.
And they're actually bringing it back too, which is kind of sad. Yeah. I think I tapped out with like 3 episodes left. I don't know. Yeah, Avenue 5. It could have been better. So that's one of the things I'm watching. The other thing I watched just last night too is a movie called Fat Man. And once again, why are they trying to make Mel Gibson happen? But
I read about this. Crazy. It sounds crazy. Is it crazy?
Yeah. So basically, it's a darkly comedic take on like a bit of an action movie mixed into about a spoiled rich kid who hires an assassin to kill Kris Kringle, aka Santa Claus. Like a real life Santa Claus who's just kind of like this grumpy. Only works once a year, but is always prepping the entire year round for this one day type Santa Claus guy who lives in like Alaska, and he wants to assassinate Santa because this spoiled ass rich kid got a lump of coal in his stocking. No, that is the entire. That's the entire plot. But what makes it interesting though is that it's fucking Walton Goggins who's the assassin. Which
love Walton Goggins. He is great.
He's excellent. Yeah. So he kind of gives a little weird, absurdist, calm kind of take on an assassin. Kris Kringle's fine. He's kind of surly, irascible, whatever. His wife, for whatever reason, is Maureen Jean Baptiste. Okay, I'll believe that. And they just live in North Peak, Alaska, with their little shop full of elves and stuff. And this guy's like hired by like a child, like a 12-year-old, to go rub off Santa. It's weird.
And is it supposed to be funny as well, or
well, that's just
it's pure action?
It truly is darkly comedic because I mean it's supposed to be funny, like situationally it's funny, but it's not like really funny. If you get what I'm saying, like I'm not sure you've seen The Flight Attendant. The Flight Attendant is like, I mean, The Flight Attendant's good, and that's kind of like funny, even though it's supposed to be situationally funny. This is just like the situation is funny, but it's not that funny. So you're kind of like, the whole time you're kind of like, it's kind of like not quite chuckle, not quite funny. Oh, that's a funny setup, but not a lot of funny lines. It's a tween. And you know what? You'll like this, GNice. It's a tweener. Tweener.
This looks crazy.
Yeah.
I am indifferent about what's his name? William Goggins?
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins, yeah, him.
Did you never watch The Shield? Did you watch The Shield?
I didn't watch The Shield. What I know him mostly from is Waylon Givens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Justified.
I thought he was really good on that too.
Super annoying in that to me.
What? He was the best. Oh man. Okay.
He was a great. I think originally he was supposed to die at the end of the pilot, but he was so good.
Correct.
They kept him alive to be the main villain. I thought he was great in that. I thought he was arguably even better in The Shield.
The Unicorn.
I have not seen The Unicorn. I feel like
the Unicorn's okay. Unicorn, that's another waste of his talents. He's really good in the Vice Principals, and he's really good in the religious show, the
mockumentary. He was also great in
Baby Billy.
GNice, you might have. I don't know if you ever saw the show Vice Principals, but he was in that, and he was also hilarious.
I saw that. I wanted to really think that was funny. I didn't think it was funny as I thought it was going to be.
Well, we only had two seasons, so it's not like he had to suffer long. But no, he's really good in.
It was a good show.
There we go. Uncle Baby Billy. His Uncle Baby Billy.
I never watched that. I should have though. What's his face is very funny.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Danny.
He's sometimes funny. He's mostly funny.
He's mostly funny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to punch him.
No, his Uncle Baby Billy though comes like midway through that first season, and it's just there you go. Look at that wig. Look at that fucking wig. Uncle Baby Billy. Anyways, yeah, you'll get. I mean, this scene right here too. Their little song. It's a bit of a earworm too. So Walton Goggins in it. It's like I wrote in the rundown. It's an interesting high concept, but in better hands. And I've never heard of these guys. They might be brothers, maybe the Nels. Nesham. What was it? Nesham. I didn't even get it right. Nesha. I didn't even get the name right. Never mind.
Are you on the right show? You might be on the wrong show.
It's the wrong one. Yeah.
You're looking for
Yeah, it's like Nesham Elm. Yeah, Ian Nelms, Esham Nelms. There we go. Yeah. I never heard these guys before. Writer directors in better hands probably could have been something. Wasn't all that great. So that is what I'm watching. What are you guys?
GNice, what are you watching?
I am
besides
watching
Notre Dame football.
Yeah, and nothing else. I am watching. There's two things that I'm watching I just finished The Undoing.
Like everyone else in America. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Kevin, are you trying to watch this movie?
Not really.
All right, so spoil away. I'm caught up, of course.
Spoil, yeah.
Well, I just feel like I thought it was nicely done. I thought Hugh Grant was good.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, dude, what? The ending was really frustrating.
Nobody liked the ending. I was fine with it. But what didn't you like about it?
We spent all this time, and in the end, it's exactly what you think. Like somebody wrote something that I thought was really funny. They're like, they do this in CSI, but it takes an hour, not 6.
Well, I thought it was.
I thought he was so over the top. The dude on the right.
Oh yeah. Edgar Ramirez. Yeah.
He was. Oh God, he was over the top. It was like, this is what I thought, that the scene where she takes the stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like that's what they wanted to do, and then they built the story around that. They went backwards because, like, it was a cool moment, but it was so much more complex. She just could have taken the stand and said it. Like, she didn't have to be clever. Like, what? Like, there was no need for any of that. She just could have done it, and she never needed to take the stand. So I was really frustrated by the ending. I was just like, what? It just felt kind of like a letdown, but it was good acting. It was nicely done. I thought the friend was really good. the blonde friend. I thought
Oh
she
yeah,
was,
Lily Rabe. Yeah,
I
everyone
thought
kept
she was
wondering
great.
like what everyone kept wondering like why is she in this? Like, because basically, so in the circles I kind of traffic in people. I think the whole point of the Undoing was it's kind of a bit of a meta exercise, so meta narrative of the whole thing because it's dropping weekly because they're throwing out red herrings left and right, like, oh, it could be this guy, it could be this guy. I mean, that was basically the whole experience of watching this show, right? David E. Kelly was like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna do this bit of a whodunit, even though we're gonna basically Occam's razor the shit out of this at the end, and the whole fun of it is having everyone spin themselves into circles trying to figure out some theories. I heard some wild ass theories. The kid did it. She blacks out and she did it. Almost everyone but the guy who actually did it. And I thought that was the best part of the show, is watching all these theories spin from week to week to week as they kept throwing out more red herrings. And just the fact that it was so well cast and cast up, it made everyone seem like they're a suspect. People thought Donald Sutherland did it. I'm like, it was just wild ass theories out there that I really enjoyed the process. It's like the whole point of the show was the friends we made along the way, the theories we created along the way.
Yeah, I guess. But at the end, I was just like, it would have been better had he just never acknowledged it, and we all went to bed thinking, like, what the fuck? We never found out.
Well,
I was really irritated.
Kidnap the kid and then go to the bridge and jump. I'm like, jump, motherfucker, jump. I mean, if you don't want to go to prison, I get it. You ain't made for prison. We saw your one episode on The Yard. Didn't go well. So if you're going to get up there, climb onto the top of the thing, then jump. I was like, jump. Draft Mom was like, jump.
I thought that whole thing was so dramatic. Everything was so slow and thoughtful and deliberate. And then that was just like so generic. Like, I'm going to go here and jump. I don't know. It was good. It was definitely entertaining.
The other thing of the show people loved, obviously, is the wardrobe, because they really did go for that 1%er slice of life. And everyone loves the coats. These coats are pretty.
You look like a witch.
Oh, with all that hair, yeah. With the long red hair.
Her green dress, the huge green coat she kept wearing.
Yeah, everyone loved that coat, the little crush belt, and then the burgundy coat too was just. I mean, the coats. I think the coats probably have their own like Twitter and Instagram accounts. Like, seriously, she of course just flawless. Ugh.
I also didn't. This is the other thing. I was annoyed that the tell was supposed to be that he was a psychopath from a kid, and you're watching him show empathy throughout the thing. Right, you're watching him physically show empathy, unless he's just lying, in which case someone needs to say that that's a symptom. Right?
Well, they did say that. They did. They said they did. They said that he can say stuff, but you don't feel anything. That's a sociopath. Correct,
but there were a number of scenes where he showed you differently, and letting an accident that happened doesn't mean you're the original thing was an accident, right? Like, why would that translate to a murderer? I thought that was gray. I thought that was gray. It was fine. It was, like I said, it was great. It was. I don't love Nicole Kidman. Can I say that?
Like as an actor?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think she's very good. I just don't enjoy it. And it really freaks me out that her face doesn't move. Like, I know that's normal. I know Botox is like.
They probably have to ask me the Botox, right?
Like, there are people like look at in this shot. Look at Hugh Grant's forehead and look at hers.
I know.
She looks like a porcelain doll.
I know.
It just freaks me out. And she's very, very, very tall. And she's wearing like she does these walks. She kept doing all these walks, and she's wearing like these high heel boots. I'm like, no, you're not.
Well, what I thought was weird was that all these rich white ladies walking Central Park by themselves at night.
In the middle of the night, I was like, I guess I don't know it that well. It seems so dangerous.
I mean, I've never lived, in the Upper East Side or whatever the hell it is, Upper West Side. But I mean, that seems like it might be dangerous. I don't know. Amy Cooper, all sort of stuff. But yeah,
it seems like every Law and Order SVU that I've ever seen starts with some woman being found in Central Park. So I
yeah,
I don't know.
It's not where you want to be at night, right?
I don't know how it works, but yeah, it seems like that's consistent.
It was definitely entertaining, though. I will say that. The other thing I'm watching is it was super random, but this is gonna sound terrible. I think I've told you guys this before. The way I watch things is one of my former students worked for DirecTV, and he kept moving up, and he basically calls me and he's like, "Yo, you were my favorite teacher. I know you like the Bulls. used the Bourne account. So I was watching off of his account. So I had access to all this stuff. And he just got promoted to a different company. I'm like, no! What am I supposed to do? I was like, how dare you get promoted? Anyway, so I watched this because I was fearful that I would never see it. I watched Remy. You guys ever watched Remy?
Remy.
The first season of I saw the first part of the first season of Remy.
Yeah, that's a show?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Just Remy. R-E-M. Oh, Rami.
What did I say?
Rami, I was talking about this years ago.
No, Rami. Yeah, Rami's hilarious. Have you seen the second season? The second season's awesome.
No, I just saw the first season.
Yeah, watch second season. Mahershala Ali is in there as like a regular. He's really good.
I thought this was clever. I thought it's clever. I think it's pretty funny. It's a little ridiculous, right? But
very ridiculous. And he's very unlikable too, which is why I think he won the Emmy. Didn't he win an Emmy for his second season? People really are kind of divided on like Rami as a character, because I mean he's a bit of a dirtbag in season 1, but he takes it to another level in season 2. Dirtbag.
I was just talking with a friend today, trying to think of anything funny that I'm watching, and this is probably my favorite comedy on TV right now. This and South Side are. The dude on the right is supposed to get in his own show.
Oh.
Those two dudes are hilarious. The scenes they're in, they just eat the fucking scene up.
Yeah.
It's great.
And they all have like distinct points of view.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's clever. I was like, I didn't know what to expect, but I was like, this is pretty clever.
Yeah. I think he's
fine. Like he carries the show. He's not super charismatic. He's not super like horribly. He's not like really funny, but all the shit around him is.
And he plays the character is conflicted but earnest. Like he always keeps fucking up. But he's earnest about it. He's like trying to make amends. He's trying to do the right thing, but he's just like a bit of a dirtbag inside. He can't quite help it.
I also think he's super relatable. I think he's super relatable because like everyone tries to do the right thing to a certain extent, whether they however close they get to that goal, and then just putting it in this very specific religious context. For me, it's like super relatable. My roommate throughout all college was Muslim, so I definitely understand to some degree the struggles of trying to live that life, but also, trying to have sex with your cousin.
So one of the things that I like very much about this show is like the Muslim community here in Jersey is very different than it was in California. One of the other things they do that I like a lot is they name drop a bunch of this parts of Jersey, which is super fun because I'll be like, oh yeah, I've been over there. Oh, all right. So I could sort of relate to some of the things he's talking about. It's kind of fun.
Hey, I get that.
The one thing that I did not like about season 2, which is not a spoiler, is that they did a little bit in season 1 where they take these episodes to focus on other characters.
Yeah.
So you'll have an episode that's strictly about the sister or whatever.
Or the mother.
Right. Which in season 2, they did a little bit too much of that to me. To where I think you can have those episodes but still have Rami in them. But they would do those episodes, but Rami would like essentially almost not be in them. Which to me, I'm like,
I like the mother one.
I think they were. Yeah, the mother one was really good. I'm just saying, like, I would have wanted to see more of him in the thing. Everybody is great. The dad is great. His friend,
the cousin
friend, is great.
He got to the end with the cousin.
Yeah,
the cousin is great.
I'm sure there's more for that coming.
But yeah, Mahershala is great in season 2.
He's really good.
I'm glad they sort of showed like black Muslim people.
I don't know her name, but the actor who played the daughter, she's good too.
Yeah, it was great for them to actually show African Americans who are Muslim, like not Nation of Islam, but just like
Muslim, right?
Muslim.
I think I told you guys this. At my school, we have a part of the school we put aside so that students can pray. So it's like good to see like this, like this is not just like this is more inclusive than people know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what are you watching, KG?
3 quick things I'll run off. Mandalorian season 2.
Yes, I haven't watched it. Don't say a word. You can't say nothing.
What I'll say is this:
are you behind?
Who, me?
Yeah, GNice. How far are you behind?
Started season 2.
Okay. It's the continued adventures. I'll say that there's a few things. No. I mean, it's continues as it was before. Hold on a second.
All right, so while he's off, I'll talk a little bit about Mandalorian without spoiling it for GNice. A lot. I mean, little baby Yoda, he's all in this season. Like, he's definitely carrying the show on his back. It's pretty much like a mission of the week style now. Every time he goes to a different planet, something happens, and we'll help you, but we need your help first. So
yeah, it was basically a mission of the week last time.
True.
I love the storytelling because it's very simple. He comes, he has a goal. Yeah, there's an obstacle, and then he either gets it or there's a twist at the end. But like, there's one episode. The one. Are you caught up?
Oh, I'm caught up. Yeah.
The one, not this week's, which was amazing with a great guest star who I will not name.
No.
What's his face was perfect for a Western.
Oh yeah, season opener. Yeah.
Season opener. The episode before.
You won't believe it's GNice, but he plays a marshal.
That Raylan Givens cousin.
Basically Waylon Givens of the Outer Rim. Yeah.
But Mandalorian, you know what it is. It's great. It's a great show. If you're into Star Wars, you will love the show.
Are killing me. I love this.
Second thing that I'm watching, Showtime documentary called The Reagans, all about Ronnie and Nancy.
That is good shit.
Just showing the parallels to Trump are amazing. It basically is just showing his rise. I think I've seen the first 2 episodes, and it just shows like he was an actor who basically kind of ran out of gas, switched over to the other side, was a Democrat before, but just like all the ways.
He was head of SAG. That bitch was head of SAG, and all of a sudden he's union.
All this pro-union guy. Just the fact, like all the ways that he has essentially sold his soul to get to that office. Straightforward documentary. There's nothing sort of fancy about the filmmaking, but it's really solid and entertaining if if you have any interest in American politics, historically speaking. The Reagans. I don't know who produced it, who did it. I know it's on Showtime, and I'm watching the hell out of it. The last thing that I'm watching.
No, real quick about the Reagans. Because I want to make sure that people get this point. I mean, because we're of an age where we grew up, with that shit, and we, and even if you paid, mild attention as like, a 5th or 6th grader, you knew that shit was wrong with Reagan, right? But my God, I love how they put it all into a context. How not only was he like Trump before Trump, even the same phrases and stuff, "Make America Great Again," all that sort of bullshit, but how empty all his policies were, and how 40 years later we're still suffering. We're still suffering from that nonsense. But how he would basically say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna give this great tax cut," and yet all of his advisors like, "Look, we don't have any money because you gave it all away to the rich, and so we're gonna have to cut all these social programs." And it started like a whole lexicon of conservative bullshit of how you say one thing and keep it nice and sunny. He's a great actor, and that's what you're going to see in episode 3 when you get there, Kevin. Obviously, none of this is new to you, but the way it goes granularly into like what he was cutting, you're like, this fucking monster, but yet he's out there like the actor he is, saying lines, smiling his ass off, giving a nice sunny face of conservatism while the country is going to hell. I mean, on one end, you've got like Wall Street's never been better. Wall Street's just booming like crazy. But then on the other hand, they're cutting like, I mean, they're like people in Mississippi who were like living like sharecropper style. It's crazy. It's fucking nuts. And it's so good. I love the fact that I love how it's out there. I don't think it's getting nearly enough shine. It did just kind of modestly okay. I think it got in like the 80s, maybe low 90s in the Cinema Draft game. Didn't get nearly as high as it should have been. But man, it's a really good show. And it wraps up on Sunday with episode 4.
That's it. They're just doing 4. Wow.
Only 4.
Well, it's interesting for sure. And the last thing I'm watching is Small Axe.
Everyone loves that.
British director Steve McQueen, who did 12 Years a Slave, Hunger, etc. The BBC gave him money to make 5 movies, all about the black people in England in sort of the late 60s into the maybe early 80s, and it's an anthology. So the first one is Mangrove, which is about, speaking of Avenue 5, Lenora Critchlow, who's an actor on there. Her dad was that guy right there in that last shot, who owned this restaurant that was like sort of a hangout for, I guess, a lot of people from the West Indies and Jamaica came to England during that time and were obviously white supremacy, the birthplace of white supremacy. So they were like trying to stomp these people out. So what's her face? Black Panther's little sisters in that one.
Oh yeah,
Letitia Wright. They've only aired the first two. That first one, Mangrove, is like, it starts slow, but then it gets really, really good. The second one, called Lover's Rock, which was this one here, homeboy who played Jamie in Top Boy, the
Michael Wright,
Top Boy.
Yeah,
and there's another guy from Top Boy in the second one. It's all about these basically house parties that they used to throw when the clubs and bars wouldn't let black people in. So they throw these house parties and, charge money to get in and sell food and all that type of stuff. And it's something that you can tell was written by like a director and a novelist. There's only the hint of a whisper of a story, but it's like the house party that 2020 totally needed to have. And it's like
Woody Allen before, so why not? Why don't we have our own little whisper of a hint of a story?
Yeah, it's just black people in a house party hanging out, and it's great. It's the other four I think are based on true stories. This is just sort of a moment in time, and like from what I've read about it, like even every detail down to like the wallpaper. People who were there say, yeah, the wallpaper was like that. And it's just a fun, cool. It's like a total vibe. It's the house party you need to go to immediately.
It's a vibe. All right, I'm with that.
Lover's Rock is the second episode. That's great.
All right, so let's get.
You can even listen to the soundtrack if you want to. It's great.
Oh, the soundtrack's good too. Okay,
on Spotify.
On Spotify. All right. So we're gonna jump into our main topic of the show this evening, and that is our top 3 assassin movies. Rules are like such.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Start Googling, bitch.
What?
GNice, as usual, coming unprepared. Name a movie that features an assassin or hunting people for money. We alternate picks. When someone picks a movie, that movie is out of play. As always, guests go first. And since GNice is unprepared, I should put you on.
Does not matter.
But actually, you don't get rewarded for being late. So you're going last. So we're going to do Kevin first. All right. What's your first film, Kevin?
I know what GNice is going to pick, but I'll allow him to do that. I'm going to go with The Professional.
Oh, okay.
That's like the greatest, most obvious one.
Yeah, that's why I took it off the board first, but I know which one you're going to pick.
All right, so what about
obviously Natalie Portman, a young Natalie Portman? I think her first role. Great simple story of this assassin who shows mercy on this kid. They kill, I think, her parents or something. He lives down the hall. If he doesn't open the door and let her in, she's going to get killed. So he lets her in and sort of raises her and teaches her how to be an assassin. This is Gary Oldman at his Gary Oldmanist, possibly.
This is like the beginning of Gary Oldman with his like rants.
Yes, but it was like fresh and sort of like totally unexpected back then. She's great. He's great. They make a great team. There's like a weird sort of tension between them that plays throughout, and it's just a great movie.
That's a great fit. Look at this fit. Look at those glasses, the sunglasses, little Scully, weird suit. I don't like that fit. You might rock that at like a LA party. Oh, wow, that's a great shot.
That's a great movie. So I've recently watched that movie, and it doesn't. It's the test of time is not. It's still really good though. It's not like it's not something you wouldn't watch again. But there are some cheesier parts that I didn't remember. But the dynamic between those two, like I think his was like one of his first like big role or American roles, and like
you talking about right now?
Huh?
Jean Reno, this guy.
Yeah, like he's worked a ton now, but back then he was still sort of new. And he doesn't talk that much. He's just kind of like the cool side. And she's like tough, and she's, you know, sometimes with the kid roles like this, they're kind of over the top, and they're like, I am the kid role, but she's pretty subtle. It's super cool. It's super smooth. Like you said, Kevin, there's some weird tension, but there's also like, it's not sexual, which is like good, right? Like there's not always these stories where the adult and the kid have an appropriate relationship. You know what I mean? And it's just like, but obviously he's turning her into a killer, so it's not really appropriate. But but I love this movie. I love this movie back in the day. It's still, she's great. He's great. Gary Oldman. He has done, now he's kind of mastered this, like, I'm an angry villain. But he did it now at this moment, he was just great.
Yeah, it's like this was the blueprint for all the Gary Oldman performances to follow.
Yeah. He's
like, oh, do that thing again.
And
again and again and again.
You know, I think I've seen this film, but it's so long ago, I honestly don't remember a thing about it. So I put it on my list to rewatch.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really good. It's fun. And like, you know, back in '94, this was like back in the day when you would just go to the theater sort of expecting nothing. Maybe you saw the trailer. Maybe you just like showed up at the theater and was like, oh, what's playing now? And you just went, and it was, you know, a delight, as they say.
Yeah, and early Luc Besson too. Like,
yeah, this is early Besson, and this is like he gets more, not gimmicky, but he gets bigger, right? He gets bigger the more money he gets. But this was still like a pretty quiet. Like they've done this movie a bunch of times since. Like you just went up. Like Lucy has this. Like they've done these versions of like the protege, but like for whatever reason, this isn't. It's not even like super dark. It's a little campy, but it's the perfect balance.
Well, it would be Luc Besson if it wasn't a little campy. I mean, that dude's a joke. I mean, he's good, but he's, you know, I don't think he takes himself too seriously. I really don't. All right, that's a good one out the box. I'm taking the most obvious one off the board since GNice was late. I'm going John Wick, obviously. Gotta do John Wick. He's just, I mean, reinvigorated the whole assassin genre. He spawned sequels. I mean, Keanu, I guess, as the young women would say, in his zaddy days right now. 50, kicking ass, fit as ever, doing his thing. Don't fuck with his dog, people. Do not fuck with a hitman's dog, all right? Or he will come for you. And yeah, these are great. I mean, everything's already been said about John Wick that's already been said, so I'm not going to get into it, but I like Lance Reddick showing up in there, a.k.a. Lieutenant Daniels, Commissioner Daniels. Actually. I mean, I'm in season 5, my rewatch of The Wire, rewatch number 7. I'm trying to keep along with Jamel Hill's way down thing. Yeah. So that's good stuff. So good to see Cedric Daniels up in here. And he's just, I mean, it's got some of the best stunt choreography we've seen, you know, in the new millennium. It's awesome. It's incredible. So, yeah.
Yeah. Again, with these things, like a very simple story, right? They come, instead of pet the dog, they kill the dog, and there's hell to pay for it. Like, it's,
you know, what more needs to be said? Don't fuck with my dog, and it's on. So yeah, so John Wick, that's my pick.
So John Wick, to me, people love John Wick. They love John Wick. All 3 of these motherfuckers.
And you're not people, huh, GNice?
I like it fine. I like it fine. I was confused that an entire movie is based on herding the dog. But I was just like, really? And look, this is just a set piece. This is just a setup for him to like do a cool shit. The more that, I mean, you can't pick 2 and 3, right? But the more this gets into like the coin and the underground union of assassins,
and
the more ridiculous it gets. And like when Halle Berry shows up and she's kicking everybody's ass, I don't know, whatever. It's a great enjoyable popcorn movie as long as you don't think, it's fine. And somewhere along the way I stopped enjoying like car chases and action shit, like, because that shit goes on and on and on. The first time Tarantino cut somebody open and the blood sprays, that was cool. The 75th time, though.
And I got kids.
Yeah, is that what it is? Damn, that's probably it.
You old. # you old.
Sad.
All right, so what's your first pick then? What's your first?
I would. I'm annoyed with Kevin, although it's obvious, but I'm annoyed with Kevin. I'm going to take this off the board because he'll probably pull it too. Gross Point Blank is mine.
I knew it. I knew
Comedy Assassin. Okay.
Because that movie is fucking fantastic. It's still fantastic. It's still super funny and clever. There's so many weird little things that happen in that movie. I randomly watch this movie a lot just because it's always on. It's always on randomly. And he's got so many, like, obviously I like Cusack, but this is one of the, like, there's bad Cusack too, right? But this is good Cusack. He's got him and Minnie Driver are like charming. There's like really weird shit that's funny. Like, you guys remember there's a scene where the assassins who are sent to kill him are like in the bathroom picking their teeth and brushing their hair. It's super, super subtle, but they're like really skilled actors who can make something so simple super funny. Like this scene where they're ordering eggs with Dan Aykroyd. It's fucking great. It's such a good movie. It makes you want to watch this movie again.
Such a good movie. He just knocks over the mic. Such a good movie.
Oh, it's so good. You guys don't remember? It's so good. Even in the scene where he holds the baby and they use the Queen song. It's just, Alan Arkin's fucking great in it.
I gotta watch this again.
I gotta watch it again too. I haven't seen it in decades.
It's so good, front to back. It's front to back. It's like, I mean, it's got the thrill of the assassin part is actually the weakest part, but like wrapped up in the high school reunion and getting his girl back, and he's still like, when he's brooding and dark and nothing matters. I'm gonna go.
The reunions were a big thing at the end of the '90s too, like Rami and Michelle, and you know,
yeah, but this one's good.
Okay, fair enough. All right, what's your next film, Kevin?
I got to go with another obvious one, just because it's still there. Pulp Fiction.
Oh, okay, fair enough. A Royale with cheese.
Jules and what's his face? The comeback of Travolta, which is maybe unfortunately, but great structure. You know, Tarantino at his sort of peak, arguably. What more can you say? You know, what's his face? Sam Jackson killing it with you know, just chewing up all of Tarantino's dialogue. This sort of out of place structure, which sort of, you know, was off putting at the time.
They end up shaping the next 25, 30 years of cinema.
Yeah. Yeah. Bruce Willis, the fight, the whole OD situation.
Oh man! Oh my god!
There were so many little. I mean, you know, problematic with Tarantino just loving to say the N-word, but
what? No, he doesn't. It's art.
It's art.
Well, and this is Ving Rhames coming out party. Yeah, I think this is the first time I remember seeing him.
He's in Pulp Fiction.
The Gimp.
Yeah. No, he wasn't the Gimp. He was
the guy, that's right, the guy with the ball gag.
And then freaking Harvey Keitel as the wolf.
This thing is way overly cast. This, I mean, so he had done Tarantino's first film before that was the Reservoir Dogs, right? So that one film got him all this shit. I mean, they like, you want an actor, fine, he's in your movie. But
he also had True Romance had already come out at this point, so people knew his writing as well.
That's true. But it's Pulp Fiction. I mean, what can you say?
Honey Bunny and what's his face?
I use this, but it's a great movie.
Yeah. My next one. Well, so far I'm glad you guys haven't taken any of the ones I want to take. So I'm gonna take this one off the board. Maybe even kill the whole franchise for you. I'm doing the Bourne Ultimatum.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pick any of the Bournes. The first Bourne actually isn't even. I mean, it's good, but it's not like great. I think the Bourne, the second Bourne actually is really good too. I wouldn't, necessarily hate on anyone if they picked that one, but I like the Ultimatum one because that's the one that viscerally is kind of seared in my head of how well they did the hand-to-hand close-up combat. The one with Edgar Ramirez, when honestly we were kind of first really exposed to Edgar Ramirez, where he's in Tangiers or Tunisia or somewhere like that, and they're like throwing books, and it's really up close and gritty, and that whole handheld Paul Greengrass, it's in your grill style was really stuck out to me when I watched it in the theater. I remember going home like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And it kind of helped set, I guess, action for like the next maybe 15 years or so, to the point where the new James Bond was very Bourne-esque. Like, we're gonna get uptight, real, handheld, use what's around you kind of style of action filmmaking. And what better assassin is there than one who has a failing memory? I mean, sure, why not? Who am I? Why am I? I mean, it's a very kind of fundamental premise for a story. So and this is him, I guess, kind of coming full circle, like, okay, I'm remembering everything. I'm taking your assets and using them against you, aka Nikki, R.I.P. Nikki, Julia Stiles. I mean, it's good. I mean, start to finish, good. A lot of fun, very propulsive. Doesn't slow down for nobody. I really enjoyed the Bourne Ultimatum.
Yeah, the whole series is, like you said, is fun. They get into his character a lot, and you really care about what's going to happen to this guy. They were able to sort of hook you in pretty early in the first film and get you to care. And although it does have all the action, all that sort of stuff, it's grounded as much as an action movie can be in character, which is why you're able to come back and do as many of these movies as Matt Damon wants to do.
True. Absolutely true. All right. So no thoughts on Bourne, GNice?
No, I mean, look, Bourne Identity, all those movies are good. They're consistently good. This was like right after Good Will Hunting, where they like went their separate ways, and it was like, who's got the bigger franchise? And his was like, oh, these are fucking good. They're legitimately good. Like every single one of them. They're not over the top. I mean, that's not true. They are over the top, but they're not like action movie. They're not like big budget action movies. They're kind of quiet, if it's possible. And I think he's great. He's great. He's great. It's like perfect. Like the stuff he does now as an actor, I like less. And he's doing the same stuff. But when he was doing this, it was perfect. He wasn't like, there were no like great action lines. There were no like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It was just like you would do shit quietly and get it done.
Well, it was weird because I'm not sure you remember at the time, but like when he was cast as Bourne, and we're like, Matt Damon's gonna be this badass. I mean, sure, he played like a guy, like a meathead on Good Will Hunting, but like seriously, Matt Damon's gonna be an action star. Okay, sure. And then you saw the first Bourne, you're like, oh fuck. Okay, I get what they're doing with this. It totally makes sense.
But he's not like but it's not action, right? He's not doing like huge jumps. He's not doing huge stunts. He's doing a lot of
he's not like Schwarzenegger or anything. So that's why you're kind of like, Damon for real. But then you're like, okay, I get it now.
But this was like the birth of like the new millennium action star. It wasn't like, the 80s sort of set this model when you had
Bigger
Stallone and
Van
Damme and Schwarzenegger, and he's going to Mars and doing all that sort of crazy stuff. It was like stuff in the new millennium, is like more grounded, like you're saying. And this is what really made him, I think, like a real star. You know what I mean? Like he was a star after Good Will Hunting, but he wasn't like on the level where he could like do anything.
Yeah. No, this whole franchise is great. And when they did the spin-off, that was also good. It wasn't the same, but it was also still really good.
Renner, yeah.
Although that thing still disturbs the shit out of me. But yeah.
All right. Okay, so what's your next film, GNice?
The problem with all this is I have to go backwards. I have to do these out of order. If I knew Kevin was going to be patient, which I know he wasn't going to be, I would have waited on Grosse Point Blank. All right, so I'm going backwards. Pulp Fiction is a good call. It feels like it shouldn't really count as an assassin movie, but
they're two hitmen.
I know. I mean, he's not wrong. It feels like you're cheating. So I'm also going to bend that rule as well and say No Country for Old Men.
Oh, no, absolutely. Anton Chigurh. Yeah, absolutely.
That is a assassin movie. That's great.
That is a really, really good movie. And there's these moments where, like, I don't know if you guys, I didn't know anything about this movie before it came out. And I just knew it was Coen Brothers. I knew it was like, but there was so much hype. And I was like, the more people give hype, I'm always like, no. But it was really fucking good. It was still really good. The only part I don't really like in the movie is Tommy Lee Jones' speech at the end, which I feel like you had to have because that's like the summation. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's just he's a little on. But there's like the cow prider thing, and like that dude is always good. Always.
Yeah, he's
always. He was good in
his
movies.
dad was like a big thing, and then it's like his son quietly end up becoming better, bigger. I mean,
He doesn't seem like the nicest person in the world, but he's talented.
This definitely had like a Western kind of a feel to it.
Yeah, totally.
And
look at these colors, kind of like washed out and kind of like desert like colors, like
also his haircut, right? If his hair was any different, you wouldn't be as freaked out.
And then just like the flip of the coin thing was great.
And the way he spoke.
Kelly McDonald.
He should have been like, the way he spoke was very much like he was like a superhero villain, right? You couldn't kill him. Right. He spoke with these tones that would scare you. And like he would fate, and he was like unrelenting and without morals.
And then he killed homeboy like 75% through the movie, and you're like, what? Wait, no, he didn't kill him, did he? And I'm like, yeah, he killed him.
Right. This is just a really good movie. This is one of those movies that you could just keep watching over and over again. It's
this
like
sequence was great with the dog.
Yeah. And like the more you watch it, the more subtleties you pick up. It's a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'm really disturbed by how many like really good assassin movies there are. What does that say about our culture? Jesus.
And I also did not like the ending, mainly because whoever I was watching with, I asked him a question right as he's giving his speech, and then it fucking ended, and I'm like, "What?"
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the next film? Okay,
you look at but yourself, my friend.
Since we only have 3, there's obviously a lot left on the board.
So much left on the board.
I could.
But wait, the idea is that you're picking like the movies, right? There's assassin movies are fun because they're cheap and easy, right? Because everyone's gonna die. There's gonna be lots of horrible shit that happens, and it's gonna be like entertaining, right? So when we're picking these movies, we have to think about the movies in the context of like, this is a great movie, not just like, it's all right. Just
do we really?
Well, I don't know what you're saying.
Johnny Come Lately didn't read the rundown. Do we really?
Doesn't matter. Still
the point is, my last pick for this will be Collateral, starring.
There it is. It was on my short list, but I knew I was going to get to it, so I'm glad you got to it.
Nah.
Jamie Foxx. One night he hires a cab driver. It's essentially the Uber killer.
Yeah, pre-Uber killer.
Cruz in a wig or some hair dye, whatever it was, going around the relationship between these two guys. It's Michael Mann, no?
Yeah, Michael Mann.
Yeah, Michael Mann he's one of the first people to use the camera.
Yeah.
The not camera, right? Video.
Night Digital, yeah.
And what more can you say? Fox kind of playing this, not his normal swagalicious self.
Ruffalo.
Oh, young Ruffalo.
Yeah, but see, okay. Are you done?
I'm done. Yeah, go ahead and take a crap on my pick.
Yeah, this to me was one of those movies that had all this hype and all this potential, and like Jamie Foxx was very good, Tom Cruise was very good. I don't love Ruffalo. Am I? Can I say that out loud? I'm not a huge.
Hey, G, didn't we see this together at a screening?
Probably. I probably said this then too.
Probably. I thought it was great. I was cheering at the end and shit.
Like it was interesting, but it was like, I don't know. And then the whole segment where he's
playing a bad guy. We don't get to see him play a bad guy.
And also, it wasn't like the glam glitz LA. It was like it tried to be like a dirty, gritty LA.
Right. They had a scene on a train.
He puts the 105 in the movie,
Yeah. I wanted to because this has all the pieces, but it was just kind of strange. I don't know.
I'm with you, Kevin. I loved it. That's a great pick. It was on my list, but I wasn't going to get to it because, I just wasn't going to get to it. So I'm glad you did, and I'm going to close with one that neither of you guys would ever even think of liking. Totally underrated, super underrated. Does not need to meet GNice's for fine cinema.
Correct way to pick a movie, but
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I will watch this every time I get a chance. And it's American Assassin. Super underrated. Yeah, I bet y'all should have you. Have you all seen this?
I have not seen this. Is it who's that? Is that Michael Keaton?
Well, it's the American Assassin at issue is Dylan O'Brien. I don't know. You're like, what? Teen Wolf? Who? Maze Runner kid? What? That's how I was going into this movie. Saw it in theaters. And
you like this movie because Sanaa Lathan is in it. Let's stop pretending like there's any other reason.
Why isn't she on the poster? Is that her on the poster?
That is her on the poster, and she's great. She is great. I mean, she doesn't have much to do in this movie, honestly. But I mean, she's got enough. It's fine. But it's not about her. It's about Dylan O'Brien. Because I was kind of like how we were talking about Matt Damon earlier. Is like, oh, this guy is a badass. Sure, right, whatever. I had that same idea going into this because I just seen him in The Maze Runner. He's where he plays, a bit of a teenager trying to figure it out, scrawny kid. I'm like, how's this guy going to be an assassin, right? And I will admit the trailer looked good. The whole little gun click thing. Oh my, I love that. I actually made a GIF of it. The whole gun click thing. But I'm like, all right, let me check this out. I was blown the fuck away. All right,
Really?
The story is fine. I mean, the guy. Young guy proposed his girlfriend in Thailand or whatever, and there's all of a sudden like this big terrorist incident where they murder his girlfriend and like wound him as well, leave him for dead. And so you catch up to him like it was 18 months later or whatever, and now all of a sudden he's like taking MMA, getting kicked out of MMA classes because he's like too rough. You see him bulked up and shit. He's like doing crazy chin-ups. He's like throwing knives at a dartboard of the head of the terrorist cell who killed his would-be fiance, right? And basically the CIA pulls him in after he kind of goes rogue, trying to murder the guy himself. And they're like, look, and basically Sanaa Lathan is like the handler. She's like, look, Mitch, his name is Mitch Rapp or something. Look, Mitch, I like your Kupchak, right? Look, Mitch, I like your agenda. We want you to work for us. He's like, fuck you. I hate authority, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, we're going to rein you in. We're going to use your skills to go kill other bad guys. And that's where Keaton comes in. Keaton's like the old, worn out, seen everything, training CIA dude. And he puts together like a coterie of assassin killers. Once again, for the third or fourth movie we've seen Edgar Ramirez in this whole line of killers. But Edgar Ramirez in this whole little line of badasses. We're like, all right, we can go out and fuck people up. And that shit was great. It was great. I loved it. Pure action, pure adrenaline. Taylor Kitsch plays one of he plays a guy named Stan Hurley. Plays one of Stan Hurley's kind of young, kids who's gone rogue. He's into like black market nuclear visual material bullshit, whatever, doesn't matter. This shit's great. Kind of does a little Euro trotting. I had a fucking ball. She was hot in it. Shiva Nagar. I think I've seen her in a couple things after this. She was pretty sexy. Everyone's backstabbing everyone. He doesn't do authority. Oh, it's so good. American Assassin, damn it. Based off of a series of books, and if only more people had seen it, they're going to make sequels. But now, sadly, I don't think they're going to make a sequel. But it's so fucking good. I think it's on Stars right now.
Oh, nice.
I thought it was okay.
I don't care. I love it unconditionally.
I thought it was okay. I thought Keaton was the best part of this movie.
He was good.
I thought the
What do you think of Dylan O'Brien as Mitch? Did you buy it?
I thought he thought he was a little over the top. Look, I'm always disturbed by scenes like the opening scene at the beach.
Yeah.
Those are hard. Like those scenes are really hard for me to watch. And those scenes to me are like, do we have to do that scene? And that sort of turned me off from the beginning.
So you didn't even know it going in. You weren't prepared?
No. I mean, I had an idea, but I didn't know it was going to be like that. And then, I don't know. I thought it kind of got whatever, the backstabbing and it was fine. It was fine. It was a perfectly fine movie. I would never put it on my top 3, but it was good. It was solid. He's a hothead.
I'm amplifying it, damn it, because not enough people have seen this movie, and hopefully someday, if enough people somehow see this movie, maybe they'll make a sequel because it's set up for a sequel. Let me tell you, and it's a hell of a ride. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of good shit going on. All right, so what's the
watch this movie now that he told you about it?
What's that?
I said, Kevin, are you going to watch it now that he told you about it?
I would like to watch it, but I will probably watch Moana again.
Because I got kids. Yeah, okay.
That's awesome.
All right, so send us out, GNice, Mr.
All right, my final pick is a kind of older movie, but I really much enjoyed this movie called In the Line of Fire, starring Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I remember watching this movie and not knowing what it was, and I didn't know Clint Eastwood. I just assumed he was like this cowboy guy who always played cowboy roles. So I remember watching this movie being like, "Whoa, this is cool!" Like I thought this was like a really interesting story. And then John Malkovich makes that wooden gun, and it's like I'm sure it makes no sense, but like at the time I thought it was super cool.
Pre-3D printing,
right? But this was like the very beginning of this was like the blueprint for Liam Neeson, like the old man beating shit out of people. Like he was badass.
Old man action.
Yeah, and like I remember thinking this was really good, and this is he comes out of retirement and he's doing this one last thing, and then I don't know why, but I like Russo very, very much. But it's just I thought this was like a super cool movie. Like he was cool, and that shocked me.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially that guy going in for that last job, and you've got this sort of his past haunting him and all that stuff. This is a classic. I gotta actually give it to you.
Yeah, I do that.
And it doesn't do like a great deep dive in the Secret Service stuff, but I remember it did spark my interest in the Secret Service. And at that time, my side of the family was still on good speaking terms with my cousin, who is still somehow, some way active Secret Service, even for that dickhead Trump. So I remember it sparked me asking like some more questions, and I think I wrote a couple of outlines for some very bad Secret Service scripts or something like that because of this movie. I was curious now. I'm like, oh, that sounds like interesting.
Yeah, like he shouldn't be hanging off a rooftop, but still, he shouldn't be getting that cute girl. But still, like it's just
and it's never this exciting. Yeah. Uncle Debbie or cousin Debbie, it's never this exciting for her. It's mostly like advanced scouting and some bullshit.
Yeah, it was made of wood and it was like a piece of plastic or something. Yeah. Just I'm sure absurd, but it was still really cool at the time.
It made sense at the time.
Yeah, that's possible. 1993, gentlemen, we are old.
Yeah, we really are. Well, that's a good one, and to end on. And so we are going to take a small pause for the cause before we go into our next segment. We're going to tell you a little bit about, for those listening at home, we're going to tell you a little bit about the DraftStream game, how it's played, how you can get involved. So we'll be back right after this. And we're back. All right. So last week's quarantine movie of the week, and let me share my screen before I forget this, was The Iron Lady. Bit of an inspired choice, I guess. It's not as good as I remembered it. Her performance, Meryl Streep, was actually pretty good. Seeing, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Margaret Thatcher, in decline, it's kind of interesting. And she plays old very well, so well-deserved Oscar for Meryl Streep. This week's quarantine movie of the week will be the movie Noelle. Are you all familiar with Noelle?
I'm not.
It's on Disney.
On Netflix?
No, it's on Disney Plus.
It's new. It's new. This thing.
It came out last Christmas, and my God, it's now a holiday tradition. I will watch this once every Christmas because it is so good. She's Anna Kendrick. I mean, she kind of like she reminds me a little bit of Rachel McAdams as far as like if she's in something, she's gonna go.
No, not that. That's not true.
Have you seen Eurovision? Have you seen Eurovision? So the story of Fire Saga or whatever.
I saw the first 30 of that. That movie was rougher than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be hilarious. It was like mostly weird.
Kevin Smiley, you've seen Eurovision, right?
I have not. It sounds like a disaster, but
no, I thought it'd be too. But I'll tell you, actually, give it the first half hour. GNice, I don't know what he was on.
I was actually you missed the point of what I said. You missed it. I'm actually I like Rachel McAdams very much.
But you didn't like Eurovision, which is weird.
Anna Kendrick, my issue.
Oh, Anna Kendrick, you don't like. Oh, okay. Well, I like Anna Kendrick a lot because, like Rachel McAdams, she just kind of goes for it. When she's in something, it's on pretty much safe hands. GNice excluded, of course. And anyway, she plays, and she's a sprite of a woman. She's tiny, but she plays Noelle, basically the daughter of Kris Kringle. She's very perky. She's very, she's very jolly. That's her term. It's not very jolly. Oh, it's very jolly. And it's basically she ventures away from the North Pole for the first time ever when her brother, played by Bill Hader, who becomes the new Santa because Santa's retiring, or actually I think Santa died, and he's the new Santa, and he goes AWOL because he can't handle the pressure of his very first Christmas Eve, and so she leaves the North Pole to try to find him. And where's he find him? In Phoenix. And so basically, fish out of water comedy, a lot of the same things you expect. But Shirley MacLaine plays like her head elf / kind of godmother, goes along for the ride. There's a lot of great Christmas humor. But look at this smile right here. Right here. This is the movie in toto. Right here. A big, bright smile, super jolly, basically this naive girl who's never been away from the North Pole. Among us, normies, whatever, doesn't know about Starbucks, doesn't know about malls, doesn't know about like a bunch of basic shit. And it's really fun watching her try to basically positive her way through every weird, cynical, real world.
But they made that movie before. That was Elf.
But did he leave the North Pole? I don't think so. Oh, actually, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Okay, it's fine.
Like just hang out with Zero. He's
fine. This is very jolly, very fun. I was not expecting anything of it, and it was in the early days of Disney Plus too. Like we didn't know if Disney would really make it with the streaming service, but it was very. I mean, it kind of got lost under the shuffle of all like the Mandalorian and stuff, but it really, really, really is very fun, very joyous, very jolly, and it's going to be a holiday tradition from here on out. I love this movie unconditionally. Noel, high recommend.
I may check it out.
I will not. Can I say something though? I'm raising my hand. You can't see it. So, Anna Kendrick, I will say she's talented, and she gets lots of really, really good roles. I don't mean to be a hater because she's super talented. She does a good job every time. She's solid. I just sometimes wonder, like, for example, if it was Rachel McAdams playing that role, it would be awesome. Like what's the one with George Clooney?
Oh yeah,
Up in the Air.
Yeah, like that's a really good movie, and she does a good job. I just wonder if it was somebody else, would it be even cooler?
That looks like the guy from High Fidelity, by the way.
She does a good job.
I think the guy from High Fidelity.
I don't think she's worthy of the nomination. That looks kind of weird. It's like not much to the role, right?
She like. Did you guys see Love Life? Love Letter? Love Life?
Oh, Love Life. Yeah, she's good in that. I like that.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have liked it more if it wasn't her? That's so not fair to her. She's very gifted. She's very gifted.
You're basically trying to substitute her entire career.
You're for as much as you shit on everything, your bowels should be empty by now. You know? Like everything that comes up.
That's not true. I'm telling you, she's super talented. That's not her fault.
Just substitute her in every role she's had. What is with you?
She's super talented, but it would have been better without her.
Basically saying she stole Rachel McAdams' career, or Rachel McAdams could have cloned her so it had a second career, is what you're saying.
I mean, Rachel McAdams is fine. Like, whatever. Okay. Go.
Anyways, we're moving on.
Bitter elf.
Going into the DraftStream update this week. Of course, you guys don't play the game. Shame on you. It's fine. We're about a week or two out from a working web app from which you will have zero excuses, damn it. It'll be a lot easier to play the game. This past week, Jaybird, once again, is up at the top. He actually broke the streak of Gamble 24x7, G24, the homie, the all-time DraftStream money leader. He's now amassed over $1,050 in playing a free weekly game over these last 8 months. But Jaybird, it was time to shine this past week. He had the clean money sweep. He had first. He had second. And he won the low ball bonus as well. We tied, but he won the tiebreaker by nailing accurately the low ball the tiebreaker percentage, or actually it should have been 77%. There we go. Anyways, so he got the low ball bonus as well. Less than a point off of getting the perfect low ball call sheet bonus of $25. Better luck next time. And he did it on the back of Mosul, which I did not see coming. A Netflix foreign drama, which really, really showed and proved on the Saturday update when it came out the box, the 95 Google user score update. As those of you who have played the game know, we overweight the user scores from Google and IMDb. They get a 60% weighting in our scoring, so that really put him over the top with his 3-pack of Mosul, 3-pack of Princess of the Row, DB Cooper, the mystery DB Cooper. I watched that on the third screen as I was putting together the master call sheet Thursday night. Very interesting. Very, very. It's worth a watch. I'll just say that. I'll just say that it's worth a watch. Three different people claim they knew 3 different DB Coopers. Who's right? Who's to say? And then Virgin River and headliner stack of Uncle Frank. So that was last week's winner. I ended up getting in third. Third place in the money, and fourth was Idemo. Shout out to Idemo. Well done, sir. Very first cash. And he also had Mosul on his call sheet. That was the difference. So this week's call sheet, or this week's talent pool, 25 new hot ones. Everything from A Suitable Boy on Acorn TV for you Anglophiles of the world, down to Your Honor, Bryan Cranston getting dirty as a judge who covers up his son's crime on Showtime. Looks like the new Showtime Sunday drama.
That looks interesting.
Have you all seen any shows in this talent pool you guys are interested in?
That one with Cranston looks good to me. God bless Shameless for still being on.
Final season. Bring it home. I still watch. Do you still watch? Anyone else watch Shameless?
I stopped watching.
I got frustrated at the beginning.
Yeah, okay, fair. I'm not even from Chicago, and I still watch Shameless, so I guess it's on me. But no, I mean, it's the last season was a little rough. The first season without Emmy Rossum, but I'm interested to see how they're
She's not on it? What happened to her?
No, she quit after season 9 because this shit is just too long. It was time. She just got tired of playing.
It wasn't like bitter or anything. She was just like, I'm out.
No, that was all very amicable, I guess.
I thought the Cranston thing looks interesting. I didn't watch it. Did you guys see the show that Showtime had with Kevin Bacon about like the mayor's office or something?
I saw the first couple of those and fell off. City on a Hill or something on
City on a Hill. It started really strong. Like I thought its pilot was like one of the best pilots I've seen in a while, and then like kind of stumbled to the finish in the first season. But I'm gonna watch the second season whenever that comes.
Interesting.
Euphoria is coming back. I'm very much looking forward to that. And in the talent pool,
is it really? That's the one with Zendaya or whatever.
Yeah.
That she won a
Emmy for. And I can even point you to the scene where I think it's the third episode where she's banging on her drug dealer's screen for her screen door, like just give me some drugs. Just give me some drugs. I even tweeted that night, this girl is your Emmy reel right here. And I'm so proud of her that she got it. Good for her, damn it. Keep getting those checks. I need to reset this, but basically Euphoria is about second or third highest priced title on the slate. Highest price, this one goes to Big Mouth. Big scores. People, you know what you're going to get with Big Mouth. You are paying for points, not for value. So you might actually want to get some exposure to Big Mouth. I think some exposure to Euphoria might be smart. Shameless is going to do what it does, so it might be worth getting that on your call sheet as well. What I think is a bit of a wild card is Sound of Metal. It's an indie movie, 16,000. Our boy Riz Ahmed, love his work. He's headlining this along with Olivia Cook. It's gotten some really good reviews early. If you go even to the IMDb page, you can see it's already has a 7.3, which is an excellent start in our game, considering it is VOD. Probably must have hit some festival circuits earlier pre-pandemic. And for value, I'm probably going to go with, hey, you never know with Mariah Carey's Christmas special. And I say that, it's almost like a joke. No, I'm serious. It sounds like it's a joke, but I'm telling you, people love Mimi. People love this time of year because of Mimi. She's got a decent guest cast in the special. Ariana Grande, Tiffany Haddish, Snoop Dogg. He's the co-headliner, so you never know. And Apple TV Plus stands for quality. They are consistently our highest scoring platform in the DraftStream game. So at 8,500 for Snoop, 8,800 for Mimi, you could do worse. All right, and actually,
Snoop apparently has a lot of momentum coming off of this Tyson Roy Jones fight.
Play-by-play.
Oh yeah. So what was that about? I did not see that. So he was like,
I did not watch it either. They did not
color?
get my money. He was doing color, but he was just like,
He's just talking shit.
cracking jokes, talking trash, and people were eating it up.
Yeah. Good on him.
I saw the clips of when Nate gets knocked out. He's a meme.
Nate is a full blown meme now.
Yeah,
but it was like I get why there was joke, but I actually felt bad for him.
Yeah.
He
The
got
worst-
knocked
Shit
out.
talking beforehand, I guess. And when you get rocked like that, you deserve to be memed.
The worst
No,
meme is
It hurts. You get
it was-
knocked out. That hurts.
the worst meme was it was the NBA logo, but instead of Jerry West, it was like Nate knocked out in the middle of it. It was brutal.
Anyways, conscious or not, get your call sheets in by Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. 3 max call sheets per person, $100 prize pool, including a $15 low ball bonus. So you can feel free to trick off one of your call sheets on going for the low. Maximum any one person can win is probably about $90. So give yourself a shot at with all 3 call sheets. And some of y'all out of work. So you know what? Come get this free money. Come play with the game. Appreciate y'all. Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Send them to cinemadraft@gmail.com. All right, we're going to bring this plane in for a landing, fellas. Thank you all for elevating the Cinema Draft podcast in your presence. Give it up for the tripod. Appreciate y'all.
Ow!
This is the time where you get to plug your ish, fellas. So go ahead and plug your ish.
The Republic of Sarah coming to the CW in the spring, starring Stella Baker. It's going to be great. Dynasty season 4 coming next year. Watch it.
Do you still get checks off that?
I should be getting a couple of character payments here and there.
You get payments off characters. Oh, look at you. Okay.
Yeah, if a character first non-regular, like a recurring character, first appears in your episode, when they come back, you get a little something.
So which characters are yours? Are you allowed to say, or
I can't even remember, but I know there's a bunch of them in there. So
is it like Dominique's daughter or whatever? What's her face?
Oh no, I don't know. I don't think I have her, but there are a few others that I have. So
I did not know that. Okay,
waiting by the mail.
go ahead, WGA. Looking out
Is
for
it
the
waiting by the mail?
What's that?
Waiting for those envelopes to come in.
That's awesome.
Character payments. Today I learned. What about you, GNice? Anything to plug?
You should watch Noelle because she is a gifted actress, and we need to support.
Okay.
The sarcasm, boy.
Wait, that wasn't meant to be sarcastic. Let me do that again. You should watch Noelle, dude. She's really good.
You haven't even seen Noelle.
I haven't. I'm being sincere. This is hard.
So he's trying to plug ish for me. Okay, got it. Great. All right. Well, you know what? Damn it. Let me just play us out. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for playing this great Cinema Draft and DraftStream games. We're getting closer, damn it. A web app is coming. Hang in there, please. Get your call sheets in. Thanks for playing, everybody. We'll be back next week with another top 5 and with another great guest. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Holla at your boy.
Peace.